The Epic of America, from Beringia to the modern age. The dawn of a continent. Tens of thousands of years ago, the world was locked in a deep freeze. During this great ice age, the first pioneers, the Paleo-Americans, embarked on a journey that would change history forever. They migrated from Eurasia across Beringia, a massive land bridge now submerged beneath the sea. These resilient ancestors didn't just survive, they thrived, diversifying into hundreds of complex cultures and sophisticated civilizations long before a single European sail appeared on the horizon. The collision of two worlds. Fast forward to 1492, and the world changed in an instant. Christopher Columbus's arrival in the New World wasn't just a discovery, it was a seismic collision. This sparked an era of unprecedented colonization as Spain, France, Portugal and England scrambled for a foothold. The New World became a laboratory for empires, but it came at a staggering cost to the indigenous populations who were already home. The 13 colonies and the shadow of slavery. By 1607, the English finally found their footing with Jamestown. What began as a struggle for survival evolved into 13 distinct colonies by the 1770s. However, the prosperity of these colonies had a dark engine. By 1776, enslaved Africans accounted for nearly 1/5 of the population. This duality of liberty and bondage became the fundamental paradox of the American story. The fire of revolution. The atmosphere turned electric after the French and Indian War. Britain, drowning in debt, looked to the colonies as a piggy bank, imposing the Stamp Act of 1765. The colonists didn't just grumble, they revolted. The salty waters of Boston Harbor turned into a teapot in 1773 as protesters dumped tea in a defiant act of sabotage. In 1776, the colonies took a leap of faith, proclaiming their independence. Under the grit of George Washington and with strategic lifelines from France and Spain, the ragtag Continental Army defied the world's greatest superpower. By 1783, the United States was no longer a dream, it was a recognized nation. A nation divided and expanded. The 19th century was defined by a hunger for land. In 1803, the Louisiana Purchase effectively doubled the nation's size overnight. Manifest destiny pushed the borders through Texas and into Mexican territories, but this growth came with a burning question. Would these new lands be free or slave? This tension exploded in 1861. The Civil War was a brutal 4-year struggle for the soul of the country. Led by the unwavering Abraham Lincoln, the Union eventually triumphed over the Confederacy, ending the legal institution of slavery, but leaving behind scars that would take over a century to even begin healing. The global superpower emerges. The 20th century saw America step onto the world stage. After German U-boat attacks pulled them into World War I, the nation retreated into isolation, only to be jolted awake by the smoke and fire of Pearl Harbor in 1941. Emerging from World War I as an atomic power, the US entered the Cold War, a decades-long chess match against the Soviet Union. This era of proxy wars in Korea and Vietnam was defined by an arms race that kept the world on the brink of nuclear winter. The modern frontier. Domestically, the 1960s roared with the voices of the civil rights movement, demanding that the nation finally live up to its founding promises. As we entered the 21st century, the towers fell on September 11th, plunging the nation into a new kind of forever war in Iraq and Afghanistan, followed by the shattering economic collapse of 2008. Today, the American experiment continues, a complex, evolving narrative of struggle, innovation, and the persistent pursuit of a more perfect union.